I've had this TV since 2018 and it's actually served me pretty well, but the problem that I'm experiencing now, and it happens very randomly, where essentially you're watching TV, you go to turn the TV on, and at any point in time it just shuts itself off, and then you get this red blinking light, like the indicator light starts blinking red. There's potentially like a onboard issue with it, right? It's pretty annoying when the TV just randomly shuts off. Maybe about 6 months or so ago, I bought the TCL 43-inch P7K for the studio TV, and I was very happy with that TV overall. So I decided to get another TCL TV to replace this Sony. The new TV that I got is the TCL C7L. It's a SQD-Mini LED, and it's a 65-inch version as well. I'm gonna get rid of the Sony off the TV cabinet right now and put that away, and then we're gonna unbox the TCL. Okay, so the stand for the TV, the foot of it is actually a lot bigger than what I thought it was going to be. It's pretty much going to take up the entire depth of my TV console over here. I am considering actually wall mounting this TV. So I'm not too sure on what's going to happen there yet, because I am still working on the entire like makeover with this living room. But anyway, that's for a separate video. Okay, so this must be like the bracket where we'll attach it all onto. Designed by TCL, nice. Okay, so you've got like some safety mounting straps. You've also got the control, which actually looks very similar to the P7K control, which is good. You've got buttons for stand, TCL channel, Disney, YouTube, Prime Video, Netflix. Oh, look at the power cable for this thing. It's like a PC connector. So it's a 2-pin huge cable. This is probably going to draw a bit of power, but it means that it's going to be one heck of a TV. Let's get the mount ready. Oh, okay, so you can route some cables through there. Nice. It looks as though the cables are going to come out from the back of this hole over here. So that's good. All right, perfect for cable management. All right, so I'm not gonna lie to you, and I will say that I was obviously on my own when I was getting this TV together, and I had to use some pretty non-standard methods to get the feet onto the TV. And I'm not going to show you exactly what I did, but I will say that I highly recommend that you have someone with you to help you put your feet on your TV and to carry it around. Okay, so as far as all the ports go, we've got USB-C 3.0 at the top and 2.0 at the bottom. Then we've got an RJ45, which is like your LAN Ethernet port. Then you've got the 4 HDMI ports. These are 2.1, but only the top 2 will support VRR. The bottom 2 are 4K 60 Hz. Then we've got our antenna cable, and we've got an optical cable as well. And just on the other end, we've got the behemoth power cable, the dual pin, like what looks like a PC kind of transformer connector. And that's pretty much it with the ports. And at the very top of the back, there's also the 2 Bang & Olufsen speakers, which I am very, very keen to hear how this is going to sound like without a soundbar. I'm actually pretty keen to see if I even need to reinstall my Sonos soundbar, but we'll have a look at that. Okay, we've got our little LED indicator on, and now the moment that we're all waiting for. Okay, so do not peel this off before TV has been assembled. So the TV has been assembled. Let's take that one off. Let's take this one off. Do I need to take all this off first? Okay, I had to get a lot of the tape off the edges of the corner because I think the tape was also holding down the film. Anyway, now the moment that we're all waiting for. Oh, that was such a clean peel. That was such a clean peel. All right, let's fire it up. TCL.
It takes a few minutes to go through all the TV setup. As it's a Google TV, there are a few steps with your Google account to get it going, and you can scan the QR code with your phone to make it easier. You can also set up the TCL app with your phone for a little bit more connectivity with your TV. Then you just pair the actual remote to the TV so it functions mostly like a Bluetooth remote. Okay, so I'm going to keep these spacers and these cable tie kind of things because I'm hoping to wall mount the TV. But the thing is, with wall mounting the TV, I am still finalizing like the lounge room makeover. So if you've been watching the channel for a while, you've probably noticed there are quite a few new items in here. I'm not too sure if I'm going to be keeping the couch where it is because I have a third piece coming. It is a modular piece. I've got a third piece coming and the plan was to put the third piece here off to the side of the TV. So if I do that, then I can actually mount the TV just where it is up onto the wall. But if I don't and I actually embed that third piece in between the sofa, then I'm probably going to shift the whole thing down a bit. And if I do shift it down, I don't want to mount the wall, the TV to the wall until I know exactly how the layout's going to be finalized, is basically what I'm trying to say. All right, and we're in. This looks pretty good, especially over the previous, 2018 TV.
Someone once asked me what universe this was. Strange question that stuck with me all these years later. All I could say for sure was it was
the motion looks a bit, how you going?
And that was as true then as it is now.
Alright, well let's have a play around with that. Okay, so I just set the picture mode to movie mode now, and it actually looks very, very good. Like the colors, the black levels, everything just looks impeccable. And one of the things that stood out to me straight away when I put on Spider-Man, and that's why I put on Fast and the Furious to see if it was gonna still do it, it looked like there was a bit of ghosting, and I thought that that was gonna be a problem with the TV, but thankfully it's not. All right, let's try out a couple of the consoles. I'm gonna try out the PS5 and I wanna try out the Switch 2, and I wanna see how they are going to perform. Welcome to the game bar. Okay, I completely forgot about this with ALLM and VRR. That was actually one of the gripes that I had with the P7K, was that VRR was heavily dependent on what size TV that you bought, and not every size had it. So that's something that I did check before buying this one. So this is pretty sweet. Look at the clouds in the sky. Yeah, oh, look at that. Like the brightness, the colors, like the clarity, like just going around and looking at things in the distance and just quickly turning the screen around. There isn't really any kind of trailing or ghosting happening. Maybe like a very little bit. I'm just trying to see, like, is there any screen tearing or anything happening? Like, you know, on these planks, these are straight planks, you'll be able to see it a lot better if it does happen. So far, so good. All right, we're gonna get the PS5 and see how that's gonna look. That's gonna be a better test. There's more games to have a look at. Device connected. It's gonna set up HDR. I don't really like the way that HDR generally looks, but hey, it's actually a good test to see how it's going to look on this TV. Resolution, we'll leave it to automatic. VRR, which is on, perfect, thank you. So two things, the TV, 65-inch, definitely has got VRR, thank you very much, and the cable that I'm using is a 2.1 cable. All right, so 120 Hertz, automatic, ALLM, automatic. Let's go. Heck yeah, look at the clarity and like just the sharpness on this thing. So far, like the contrast, the colors, everything's looking very good. And I'm not noticing any kind of screen tearing so far, which is good. But let's head over to the water. See, now HDR is on. It does look okay, but all right, let's have a look what it's going to look like when I turn HDR off. Okay, yeah, that does look a lot better. It looks a lot richer. It will, at least the ocean does, like the water. The foliage looks better too, and so does the colors on the building. I mean, it's not a massive difference with this game at least, but yeah, look, the saturation of the colors is a lot better with HDR off. But for me, that's my personal preference, and it's like that with any device. Let's jump into a race with Gran Turismo. So when you go to custom settings with the audio, you've got this Biosonic Biosonic, I don't know how to pronounce it, but audio by Bang & Olufsen. You can set between like energetic, relaxed, warm and bright, and you've got a bit of a matrix here that you can play around with to sort of get what's going to get the best for you. I'm just going to try with energetic and warm. We'll try race out with this custom setting, and then we'll swap it over to one of the presets and see how the sound compares. But honestly, so far, like, not wanting for the soundbar, I can tell you that. In a 911 Turbo S. Oh, look at that. Look at the display. Look at the orange on the car, the whole lot of it. In terms of sound, with having it set between like the warm and energetic with the custom slider, it sounds very good. And let's set the audio to back to game. And it's definitely sounding a lot better already just at idle. Oh yeah. So their presets are actually very well done, both with audio and both with picture as well. But yeah, with the 65-inch as well, like you're just a lot more immersed. Like it's just amazing. All right, now I also want to try Spider-Man 2. Let's see how the swinging is going to actually look on the PS5. See if there's any kind of ghosting. See if there's any kind of tearing. It's actually handling the motion really well, a lot better than I was expecting. What I was hoping for has actually been very well, like my mind's at ease, put it that way. Now look, I'm a very frugal guy and I like to get my money's worth, and I needed a TV for quite a while because the issue with the old Sony powering off was happening for months, and it got to a point, like I said, where it just became unbearable. More inconvenient, like not unbearable, it's more inconvenient. Anyway, so I waited for quite a while. I wanted to make sure that I got a good deal, right? Through Retravision, I ended up getting it for $1,550, including free delivery. And that's because Retravision themselves had a particular sale going on. And then they also had a spend and save deal at the same time, where if you were spending over $1,000, you saved $100. And I ended up finding like a promo code online that I thought I'd try, and that worked too. So it ended up going, yeah, from essentially a lot of the other retailers are selling it for $2,000 at the moment, at the time of making this video, down to $1,550. In my book, that's an amazing deal. All right, so now I'm gonna have my nephew over here. He's gonna be playing Fortnite because I don't know how to play this game.
It's actually very like high quality.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Is this like a brand new or something?
Yeah, it's brand new.
Let's hope I just don't die off this one.
Oh, someone's trying to shoot at you, I think.
No, they're shooting each other. I don't think they even know I'm here.
Someone knows that you're there. Get him. But just look at like the greenery, the color, like the color of the foliage, the buildings, the clarity, the sharpness, the sky. So there's not really any screen tearing happening with this either, which is great. FPS counter, oh, it's on the top right there next to the map. So it's sitting at a pretty consistent 120 frames. All right, guys, so as far as first impressions go, honestly, I am like psyched. I am very happy with this TV. Look, like with everything, with the colors, with the black levels, with the motion, with everything, like with the sharpness, the detail, everything. Like it's a lot better than what I was hoping for and what I was expecting. The 65-inch size upgrade as well is definitely a lot more immersive, and overall I am very happy with this purchase. Now, as usual, I am going to use this TV for, well, it's going to be the main living room TV, but I am going to use it for a month. I'm going to keep the PlayStation here, so that's not going to be going back into the studio. So I'm going to keep the PlayStation here. I'm going to keep the Nintendo Switch 2 here. And yeah, going to be having movie nights, going to be doing the whole thing, going to be testing it out for the next month, and I'm going to be dropping a long-term review. But so far, I'm actually really happy with it. The only thing that I could say about the TV right now is that it's actually a bit thicker than what I was sort of expecting, but I'm assuming that the thickness has got to do with like the Bang & Olufsen speakers. But yeah, guys, that was pretty much it for the first impressions with the TCL C7L. Now, if you do have any questions about this TV, if you are considering purchasing one, drop all your questions down in the comments below and I'll do my best to help answer them. If there's anything that you want to know about it, if there's anything that any particular setting that you want to know or something as such, just drop them all in the comments and yeah, I'll do my best to help answer. If you did enjoy the video, do drop a like to let me know and consider subscribing to the channel so that you don't miss out on the 1 month review with this TV. Thanks again for watching guys, and I'll see you all next week.